what's up? It's your favorite girl here, Bex21 or Bex, Rebecca, whatever the hell you want to call me, girl, just not Becky. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is a video here that I think that everybody kind of should watch, especially those of you guys who have been on BC before or are transitioning from BC and want to live a more healthier lifestyle, and you guys are kind of transitioning, you know. This is going to be talking about a little bit about my story, and I have to talk about my story just so you guys know how I lost my period and how I gained it back. So if you guys want to know about that and the tools, just make sure you keep on watching. I do want to say a lot of my videos are very informative. They hold a lot of secrets. I have, you know, my supplements videos, a lot of videos like my period supplements video. They're very, very helpful to you guys, so make sure you guys tune in and you watch those. This is going to be continuing on to my series that I mentioned a while back. I had a series about womb health and things of that sort, so we're just gonna go ahead and continue on that. Wow, my neck looks very slim right now. Girl, she's losing weight, period. So let's go ahead and dive right in and talk about how I lost my period and how I gained it back. So back when I was about 18, I decided that my life, this is what I decided and why I got on BC, is because my life, I didn't want kids right now in that time. I was leaning more towards not having children, but the problem with it was that I just wanted to have sex without the responsibility. Okay, let me stop talking. That's exactly what it was, and that's what it is. And I was messing with people that I didn't see long-term relationships with. I didn't see that, oh, you could be a possible father, essentially. I mean, I never really messed with anybody who, okay, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do without the responsibility, and so I thought birth control was the best method. Back when I was younger, my sister had mentioned birth control and acted like it was nothing. I know my mother never wanted me to be on it, but she was also a very strict Christian, and you know, I wasn't doing anything until I hit 17. Okay, so at 17, I was being slightly irresponsible, and I ended up having a miscarriage because I wasn't on any BC and I was just doing what I wanted to do. So that happened when I was 17, and then, you know, I ended up breaking up with my ex at the time, but we started to use condoms, and because, you know, I didn't want to have that episode happen again. And so I believe I was about 20 when we broke up. We were only together for 2 years, so I had like just turned 17-ish. He was overage, so jail, baby, jail. But anyway, so I stayed by myself for like 2 years because I was just like, you know what, not necessarily that I didn't want the responsibility. Well, yeah, that was a big part of it, but I just needed to heal myself. I didn't want to be, he was abusive. It was just really bad relationship. So I just kind of did my own thing. And then in those 2 years, I think after about a year, I kind of started dating again, but I wasn't serious really. And I thought, you know, if I'm going to be dating and messing with people, and I mean, I did require condoms regardless, but I was like, you know, I might as well get on BC just in case to have a backup measure. Why not? Because I had unprotected with people, which is not like multiple people, but like one person, which was very irresponsible of me, and I ended up taking a morning after pill. I'm sorry, womb. I'm sorry. I feel so bad because I abused my womb, and honestly, that's step number one, is to tell your womb sorry and ask, and you know, make that vow to your womb that you're gonna start doing better, that you're not going to be abusing your womb, because your womb does carry your second brain. Your womb tells you a lot. You know, your womb is a big health indicator of how your body is doing and how your body's reacting. So when you start having that connection and speaking and talking and knowing and feeling and everything, then things kind of start coming together. So that's definitely one of the first steps, is apologizing and speaking to your womb out loud. But essentially, I had the morning after, and I was like, okay, I'm about to come back for birth control. And so I did come back for birth control, and I tried to get the IUD, right, the little hook thing. My body, and I feel so, my poor womb was trying to tell me, she was like, girl, no. I had the worst reaction instantly. He instantly put it in. I started sweating. I got extremely nauseous. I got lightheaded. I felt like I had to throw up and poop at the same time. My body was just like, no. And so I asked him, I'm like, can I go to the bathroom? I feel sick, whatever. So they let me go to the restroom, and it was hard for me to even get to the bathroom. I thought I was gonna faint on my way, and I'm like, oh shit. Because I was living by myself, I didn't have anybody to help me who was around, like nobody. body. So I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen to me if I faint. Like, I gotta pay my bills. That's sad that that's exactly what I was thinking about. My womb was trying to tell me. And so I went to the bathroom. I couldn't push or anything. So I went back to the room and I'm like, I just told the doctor, I just feel really bad. I feel sick. And he's like, we need to take this out immediately. And you know, you could come back later, but we're taking this out now. And so he took it out, and instantly my body, my womb was like this. It was like shaking on the inside. Like, you know, you ever seen a scared puppy in the corner? That's exactly how my womb was acting. And I was like, oh my God, I've never felt this before. And truly, we don't listen to our intuition, our body. My intuition and my body was like, don't do this, don't go this way. But I didn't think of it as that's what it was, but that's exactly what it was. And so unfortunately, I was like, I don't care. I want to be able to be irresponsible without the responsibility. And so I went back a while after, and I spoke with the doctor about the different options that I could have. I never looked up the negative side effects, which was really dumb of me, but I knew that I couldn't take a pill because I'm like, I'm not gonna take this every day. So then I ended up trying the depot shot. I hate shots, but I'm like, you only need it every 3 months. I didn't want to get the implant on right away. I didn't want to put anything in my body because I'm like, I had a bad first reaction. So why would you take a shot? So I took the shot, and instantly the next day I had blood, like brown blood, nasty blood just coming out all the time. I was constantly on my period for like through those 3 months, and I was just like, I'm not taking this shit again. So they made me wait about 3 weeks to a month after I got that out, and then your girl decided to go with the implant on because I'm like, well, that's not right. And then my period was not exactly right, but it was kind of okay, and it was back normal as far as color goes. So it wasn't exactly normal, it wasn't exactly healthy, but I was bleeding normal blood, which I say normal in quotations. If you guys have watched my previous videos explaining what your period is wrong, this very informative to you guys who don't have a period or have lost your period or whatever, so you know what a healthy period looks like, a healthy womb, etc. But I got the implant on. Here is the scar. You guys see it right here? This was from removal. I got it in. It was just like a quick shot. It hurt like hell. They had to numb my arm and everything. I'll explain to you why there's such a big scar, but we'll continue on. So I was bleeding from like 90 days, maybe actually longer. I was bleeding between 90 days to 6 months, like constant. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was about 6 months, and it started getting lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter every time I had a period. And essentially, my period stopped. I didn't have a period anymore. And I thought it was the best. I thought it was the best thing to slice bread. I'm like, oh, I don't have cramping. I could do what I want. You know, I could go to work. I could do this. I could go out. I could, you know, I could have sex anytime I want. It's the best thing. Yes, this is amazing. How come nobody talks about this? This is the best. It's the worst thing you can do possibly to your body is get any BC. But I just thought that it was the best thing for me, and so I just decided to go along with it. Soon after, I would probably say after 2 years of having that implant on in, my weight just started to go up slightly. It wasn't extreme, but I was at my fittest when I had that implant on in because I started eating better, doing right, because I didn't want to have any bad experiences or any adverse reactions because of my first experience that I had. And so I lost a lot of weight. I was eating very well. Then I met Alden. So this was about year 3, I believe, of the implant on that I had in. And I met Alden, and I was just like, oh, you know, yeah, I have this. And this was around the time where I was pretty much starving. Like, I had no money to eat. Like, I was behind on bills. Like, I couldn't buy food. I couldn't afford it. So I didn't have nothing to eat. And so when me and Alden would go out on dates, that's the only time I would eat. And like, he would pick the place, and I wouldn't want to pick and choose, because, you know, the trauma from childhood, you know, you're gonna eat what I say you're gonna eat, which, I mean, that's not necessarily trauma, but like, I didn't have a voice for myself. I didn't know how to have a voice to say, oh, this sounds good, that that sounds good. I like to eat this way, which I don't know why, like, he wouldn't have even cared. Girl. And so we would just eat bad stuff all day, every day. And then slowly but surely, within the year of us being together, I gained 70 pounds, okay? And during this entire time, I didn't have a cycle. Still, there was no cycle, no bleeding, no period, no nothing, okay? I'd occasionally maybe have some spotting here and there. Sometimes it would be more than not, but usually I wouldn't have anything. And I was just gaining weight, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong. I started working out, I started eating well. You know, my womb wasn't giving me any indication that anything felt off or wrong. Girl, you don't have a cycle, what the hell? That's so important for your body, but I wasn't even thinking that way. And so as time had progressed, my friend informed me, and she kind of just said, you know, it's probably that birth control, you should probably get it out. So I was like, damn, I really don't want to take this out because I still want to be irresponsible. At this time, I kind of made up the decision not to have kids with Alden. Alden actually brought it up before I did, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty much on that train, especially at least right now. I said maybe in the future, but as far as now, I don't want to. And he's like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel, but I'm pretty much no kid at all. And so I'm the one who was kind of like, maybe. He was like, no, but I didn't want to have an interracial mixed child for multiple reasons. I didn't want a child to experience that. Not saying that I'm biracial or that I've done that, but I have been around enough people to know what it's like to be interracial, and I've seen that they had such a hard time and a difficult time, and so I didn't want to bring that to a child. And so taking this out was really scary for me because I didn't know what was next or what could happen. But essentially, me gaining that weight, the implant went in behind my muscle and my muscle grew over it. Because I gained so much weight, it just kind of like pushed the skin, it was nasty, okay? Alden almost fainted in there. But they literally had to dig in I can remember the feeling. I mean, I was numb, but I still felt it. They dug in and found it way over here, and it was like up here. Ooh, yeah, it's scar tissue right there. It still hurts. And this is been out for, I believe, about 3 to 4 years, and it still hurts right here. So that's how bad it was. But yeah, it was way over here, and they had to go in, and she had to like pull off the skin, the muscle. And so now my muscle here to a point will never look the same or look normal. So if I lose enough weight, I'll probably have a deformity here along with here where the scar is at. At that point, I was like, damn, I'm gonna have my period back right away. My period did not come back at all. I was probably about 2 months in when my period started coming back, and it was so heavy. It was heavy bleeding. It was extreme. I didn't know what to do, because at this point the doctors had diagnosed me with PCOS, and I didn't know what to do. I was just frantic. I was, you know, kind of scared and like, what should I do? And I got really sick. You know, my periods were so extreme, super heavy bleeding throughout. I'm talking 12, 15 day. I'm talking 10, 15 day periods this whole time. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? And, you know, I started to try to do keto, and I didn't know that eventually what happens when you do keto is that it eats away at your liver. This is just like the shortest version. Essentially, your liver gets eaten away, so you could possibly be on dialysis, and like your liver is your detox functionality. And so when that happens, you don't have any backup. You don't have anything helping you. Nothing's guiding you. Nothing is helping you reach to the point that you need to. And so as far as like detoxing, so I got off of keto, which did help me a lot. When I got off of keto, I noticed that my cycle kind of got lighter. It was less days. So I'm like, okay, I started eating just healthy. That helped. And then I stopped eating meat, and that really helped. And then along with that, I started eating, stopped eating fish. And so I went vegan completely. No dairy, because I know dairy is bad for the womb. And seriously, when you cut out that dairy, the cycle got so much better. The cramping reduced so much for me. It was like heaven on earth. You guys have no idea. Once you remove dairy from your diet, and there's so many vegan substitutes that honestly, within the first like 3 months, you're fine. You beat the demon. You know, there's so many substitutes, so I definitely recommend that you guys stop eating dairy for your womb, at least like if you care about your body or you want to have children. And slowly but surely, I've been experimenting with supplements and changing my supplements up, and I now pretty much have really close to a normal period. The only thing that I'm dealing with right now is having my periods go from 5 days to 4. Besides that, the blood is all red throughout. You know, everything that I mentioned to having a healthy period in my last period video is going on for me right now. But yeah, just literally I'm working on 1 less day of my cycle. So I'm proud of myself in that fact that I've been doing a lot. One thing I didn't mention, well, I think I did mention, but one thing that I've recently been doing is yoni steaming, and it's been helping me so much. My womb just feels better, and honestly, I really think it's helping me lose weight because it's getting my womb together, kind of cleansing things out and stuff like that. So in between each cycle, I usually yoni steam about twice. So I'm allowing my body to kind of replenish itself and helping aid in the replenishment, since I am diagnosed with PCOS. I don't like to claim it, but I like to say that. And so, you know, getting your period back is going to require a lot from you. It's going to require working out. You need to detox, you need to sweat, you need to let things out of your bodies. Some of you guys may have KP on your legs, which is like the strawberry leg thing, and I know that helps prevent you guys from sweating or anything like that. And so we have to remove these things that are not allowing our bodies to detox. I will be putting a video out on KP and how you guys can heal it. I don't know if I'll put it out. I'll probably put it on this channel because it just makes sense, and not my regular. But you know, yoni steaming is a great, beautiful practice. You know, allowing your yoni to breathe at night and not compressing it all day, you know, not wearing tight clothes. There's so many things that you guys can do to get your periods back. You guys aren't done. You guys aren't stuck. You guys aren't lost unless you did the surgery. Okay, and then in the fibroids, you know, honestly, you guys really got to get rid of that dairy. You really, and stop eating red meat. You know, if you guys are people who want to eat meat and all that, or you're a person who eats what you feel or whatever, that's fine. But just know that the red meat and dairy can actually do a lot harm instead of good to your ovaries. You know, like eating eggs. Eggs is a reproductive cycle. Why would you put that in your body? There's just certain foods that I'm like, no. Like when it comes to red meat, absolutely not. When it comes to eggs, absolutely not. Anything else, whatever. But I'm also not a person who's gonna tell you you can and can't do the things that you're doing. If that's what you want to do, baby, go ahead. But just be aware of what you're eating specifically. You know, the meat, is the meat high quality that you're getting? I'm all for eating meat, but don't buy cheap shit. Don't keep eating meat that's out. You need to prepare your own meat if you're gonna have meat. Prepare it yourself. Make sure you're going somewhere like the Aeron Market or Bristol Farm, somewhere where there's high quality value of meat or fish or whatever that you're eating, to make sure that your body is not essentially getting harmed. Okay, that's my, but yeah, I definitely suggest you guys watch my last supplement video, because the last supplement video is what really is going to help you guys with my updated supplements. Make sure you do that ovary one that I mentioned. Make sure you guys can, you know, yoni steam appropriately and using the right herbs, sourced with the right people, you know, from the right people, etc. Okay, that's very important. And making sure that you're taking something for your womb. I stopped taking pharmaceuticals because the pharmaceuticals weren't helping me. They were hurting me. They were causing me more damage than helping me healing my womb. So I got off of all that, and I've been feeling way better, way more vibrant, more energy, more into everything. Okay, so just keep these things in mind. All right, I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. If you guys have any questions ever, please feel free to DM me, message me, put a comment, whatever. Instagram, you know, I try and answer as much as I can. I'm a Virgo, so when it comes to communication, especially on social media and stuff, like sometimes it's not right away, and I know you guys are used to instant gratification, but I try to do my best. So yes, you guys can get your periods back. Hormonal imbalance, PCOS, fibroids, cysts, all of that is not a death diagnosis. It's not an end all be all. You can heal clearly because they've been doing this for generations on generations on generations. This is not something new. Womb problem, you know, things happen. Imbalances happen. Stuff comes. You know, you have a miscarriage possibly, or the A word. I can't say it on here. You know, they used to do that back in the day, but they would do it herbally. No, I won't be talking about how to do that herbally. You guys should be doing your own research on that, okay? So yeah, essentially you guys can heal your wombs if you want to. If you're committed to the experience, if you're committed to the lifestyle, if you're committed to this journey and having that positive energy and knowing I can do this, seriously, that's all it takes. That's it. So I need you guys to get your attitudes together. And I know it's hard because, you know, the hormonal imbalance can give you those depressive symptoms, okay? But I'm coming from me, hormonal and not hormonal depressive symptoms and anxieties. I've been fine. I've come off of that. So it's really up to you and what you want to experience, baby. Okay, choose your reality, make your reality. And you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have amazing days, but don't just wallow in the bad. Okay, it's okay to mourn or do what you need, but don't just stay there. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, I love you. Thank you guys so much for watching.